Madam Speaker.
Members, there's a question from the Leader of Opposition, the member from St. Andrew South.
I'm very concerned by the way in which the proceedings are being conducted. We are attempting to ask questions. We are attempting to ask questions arising from the statement. The statement was a wide-ranging statement. It not only touched and concerned the specific minister's portfolio, he also said he was speaking on behalf of the Minister of Local Government, who is overseas, who has direct responsibility for disaster preparedness. On more than one occasion, the member on this side who was sought to ask a question has been prevented from completing the question, and instead a point of order has been taken, which I don't know what the ruling was, or you yourself have intervened to prevent the statement, the question from being asked. I want to know what the question was that the member for South East St. Mary was seeking to ask. I don't know what his question is.
Member, if we have no other questions, announcements. Announcements.
I had written to you earlier. I'm not too sure if you had.
Member, please do not speak about writing to me earlier unless it is that.
I want to know what the question was that the member for South East St. Mary was seeking to ask. I don't know what his question is.
Member.
Clearly, the Speaker has no intention of allowing the opposition to pose questions and to play our constitutional role of holding the government accountable for their performance. This is unacceptable to us, and we had to absent ourselves from the rest of the proceedings. This afternoon, the opposition felt it necessary to demonstrate our absolute disgust in the manner in which the proceedings of the House of Representatives are being conducted by the current Speaker. This arose out of a statement by Minister at the beginning of the proceedings, a statement which was delivered by Minister Matthew Samuda, and it was a statement to apprise the nation of the impending tropical storm Melissa and seeking to suggest the need for readiness on the part of the people of Jamaica and giving the people of Jamaica an update as to what the government intends to do to make the country ready for this storm and the aftermath of the storm. Having made that statement, which touched and concerned not only issues relating to the climate and climate change, but also, in his own words, he was speaking on behalf of Minister Desmond McKenzie, the Minister of Local Government, who has responsibility for disaster preparedness, who is overseas. And he said that he had authority from Minister McKenzie to speak on his behalf as well. In response to the statement, attempts were made by opposition members to ask questions, that is a procedure, a normal procedure provided for in the standing orders of the House. However, on each occasion, the Speaker refused to hear the complete question that was sought to be posed by the member and purported to shut the member down, turning off the member's mic repeatedly before hearing the complete question. It began with the question being posed by the Member of Parliament for St. Mary South East, who, on having made several attempts to ask his question, was refused the opportunity to complete the question. Up to now, I'm not sure what that question sought to ask. Subsequently, the member for Central Westmoreland rose to ask a question, namely, what resources, what allocation was going to be made available so that the necessary preparations for this pending disaster could be made. That was ruled out of order, despite the fact that the statement was all about the impending disaster and the preparations that the government was seeking to make. At this point, and this was a very confused and lengthy set of proceedings, at this point I rose to complain and state that I was protesting the manner in which the Speaker was conducting the proceedings of the House. And in the course of saying what I had to say, and specifically the fact that the questions were not allowed to be asked, or when they were asked, they were ruled as not being relevant, my mic was turned off, and I was not able to complete what I was saying.
Juliet Onless, you must remember you're not at your house. You are in a professional setting dealing with professional people. And she wanting to dictate what it seems and how the opposition must ask a question. That is not true democracy. That a dictatorship. Go and dictate to your husband at your house. Not in our parliament. We will not accept that. I also believe that she needs some anger management as well. This lady is very angry and upset when it comes on to the opposition. And I cannot understand it. Look at her demeanor now. She is calmer. She is calmer. But she's on edge when the opposition is supposed to ask a question in the parliament. We no want a dictator, and that's why I say Jamaica, you should have fired them. Them shouldn't have more than 5 seats in the parliament. Them shouldn't have more than 5 seats in the parliament. The likes of she should have lost in St. Andrew. None of them should have lose them seat. But Jamaicans, uno make them behave like say them hire themselves and not uno hire them. Uno make them behave like them are run things and they're not working on behalf of uno. Jamaicans, uno take a stance. We no want them people in our parliament.